Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. Today we're going to be sculpting our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs. For the upper body portion of this workout, I am going to be using a set of hand weights. I'm going to use a set of 5-pound hand weights. You can go heavier, you can go lighter. Maybe you don't want to use any weight at all. Maybe all you have in your house is soup cans. That will work as well. I do recommend including some resistance for this upper body part of the workout. You won't need them for any other stage in the video. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to place my weights off to the side and let's get into a bit of a warm-up to really mobilize the spine and stretch the shoulders and get the body prepared for all the work that we're going to do. So let's plant the hands down on the mat. Fingers are spread. We're going to ensure that our legs are parallel here. Curl the toes. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, lift the hips up toward the ceiling, coming into downward dog. Take a deeper bend in the knees if you need to. Invite your heels down to the mat. Flatten out the upper back. Let your head hang between your shoulders. Scoop belly in, lift the hips a bit higher. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, I'd like you to shoot forward into a plank. Hold for a second. And then lift those hips back into downward dog, stretching and lengthening. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, forward into plank, shoulder above the wrists. Inhale and exhale. Moving between the two positions at your own pace. Keeping belly plugged in toward the spine as you shoot forward into that plank. Good. Really stretching and lengthening, challenging yourself by lifting your hips a little bit higher each time. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and last one. We're going to come forward in our plank and hold. Hold for 5, 4, 3. Nice broad shoulders. 2 and 1. Soften the knees down to the mat. Flatten the feet and lower your upper body down onto the floor. Let's take the feet about hip distance apart. Stretch and elongate through those fingers. Gaze is down on the mat. We're just going to open up in those shoulders and open up in the chest here. So we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to reach back, lengthening, and then come forward. Then opposite side, looking over your shoulder, stretching through the neck here as well. As we warm up the upper body. Good. Keep both hip bones down on the mat and really focus on a stretch and rotation in that upper body as you reach your arm back behind you. Nicely done. We've got 5. Reach a bit further. 4. Nice long arms. For 3. And 2, enjoy that opening in the chest. And last 1, amazing work. Now use your hands to help you push yourself up off the mat. Take the knees nice and wide here, big toes come together. And let's keep the hips elevated as we stretch the arms out long, coming into puppy pose. So really stretching the spine here. I want you to really lengthen out through that tailbone. Take a couple of deep breaths here. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more breath. And exhale. Use your hands to bring yourself into a kneeling position. Nicely done. So we're going to start off with our upper body work. So you'll need your weights for this. I'm going to take my weights in my hands. Palms are going to be facing forward. We're going to start with some bicep curls and some shoulder presses. So I really want you to lock your upper arms in toward the side of your body here. We're going to bend at the elbow, contracting those upper arms, flexing the biceps. Then we're going to rotate, palms facing out, and lift up into our shoulder press. So we're lowering, rotating, lowering, and bicep curl. Rotate forward, lift and press up through those shoulders. Good, so we're lowering with control, turning the palms in, lowering the arms down, keeping the upper arms locked in toward the side of the body, and then pressing up. Good work. So moving between the two positions, bicep curl, shoulder press, move slowly, and really focusing on engaging the muscles all the way up and all the way down. Amazing work. I'll show you what it looks like from the side. Again, I'm not letting that elbow come forward or backward. We're really keeping it locked in toward the side of the body and lowering that weight down with control. So you're keeping those biceps engaged as you lower down as well as you lift. Nice work. So we want our spines nice and tall here. If it's uncomfortable on your knees, you can always stand for these. Moving slowly, keeping the neck nice and long. Core is engaged as well. Nicely done. Keep moving. Amazing work. Make sure your chin is parallel with the floor here. We don't want the head to drop or the chin to lift up because that'll create strain on the back of the neck. We want the gaze straight ahead. Really getting deep into those muscles. Good work. We've got 3 and 2. Nearly there. And final 1. Push up and lower down. Amazing. Now, we're going to get into some bicep curls and tricep work. So this is another combination move. If you're stood, you're going to hinge forward from the hips like so, keeping your legs hip distance apart. If you're kneeling like me, we're going to try to avoid any arching in the spine here. So we want to plug the belly in, hinge forward, taking a hold of those weights. Elbows are locked in toward the side of the body. We're going to bring the weight up into a bicep curl. Then we're going to lower the weight and lift, working those triceps. So bicep curl, palms are facing in toward the side of the body, and then we're lengthening those arms and lifting them up toward the ceiling. Good. Nice work. Bend, extend and lift. Keeping those arms in close towards your sides. Keeping that neck nice and long. Good. Try to make your arms as straight as they can when you're lifting them. And as you lift those arms, I really want you to engage the backs of the arms, working those triceps. Nice work. Move slowly. We don't need to rush this movement. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to get into an all fours position. So we want the weights underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to pull the right arm up, elevating that right elbow, and then extending the arm out long, working the back of the arm and lowering. We're going to stick on that right side. So make sure the knees are below the hips here too. So we've got a nice stable trunk. We're going to lift, extend, bend, and lower. Lift, pull the elbow up, extend, bend, and lower. Lift, straighten the arm. Get that elbow up there as high as you can. Really pull it up using your upper back muscles. And then full tricep extension as you straighten that arm, bend, and lower. Good. Nice work. We've got 5, Abs in for 4. Keep it up. I know these are tough. 3. Good. And 2. Extend, bend, and lower. Keep those shoulders level. And relax it down. Nice work. Now we're going to do the other side. So nice broad shoulders. Abs are engaged here. Gaze is down on the mat. We're pulling up with that left elbow, extending, bending, and lowering. Pull it up. Engage the back of the arm as you straighten it. Good. Amazing. Lift, extend, engage those triceps. So you're using that upper back muscle to lift that elbow up, and you're using the back of the arm to straighten that arm and lift that weight a little higher. Good work. We've got 4. And 3. Keep those shoulders level. Don't lift up too high on that left side. And last 1. And relax it down. Great. I'm going to place the weights off to the side of the mat, and we're not going to need them for any more of the exercises, so you can just move them right out of your way. From here, we're going to plant our hands below our shoulders. We're going to step the right foot back, step the left foot back, and we're going to finish off this upper body work with a plank. Now, you have a couple of options here. You can either hold in static plank, or you can start bringing knees in toward the chest, or maybe you want to tap knees down on the mat. We have a bit of a freestyle plank here. We're going to hold it for about 30 seconds. I think I'm going to opt for knee taps. So either hold static plank, mountain climbers knee to chest, or knee taps. Good work. We've got about another 20 seconds. Keep it up. Nice broad shoulders. Belly plugged into spine. Creating that nice flat line with the body. Good work. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can do it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften knees down to the mat. Take the knees nice and wide and push back into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose. Really stretch out through those arms here. Lengthen out through the tailbone. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nicely done. Let's elevate up into our kneeling position, and now bring the feet forward on the mat, preparing for our abdominal work. So we're going to lower down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time, softening head, neck, and shoulders down onto the floor. From here, we're going to take the arms overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling, and we're going to bring the legs into tabletop, squeezing legs together, knees over hips, shins parallel with the floor. If your low back is really lifting on the mat, off the mat, bring your knees a bit closer in toward your chest. Otherwise, from here, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to elevate, bringing the arms to the side of the body, nice strong arms, lifting head, neck, and shoulders, and then lower on the inhale. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower, and lower, and lower. So I really want you to draw your abdominal wall down toward the mat as you lift up, heeling your head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor. Now, if this is too much with your head, neck, and shoulders lifted each time, you can do a few reps with head, neck, and shoulders down on the floor, but I want you to really focus on drawing your belly button down toward your spine as you breathe out. So you're still working your core even if you're not crunching up. Good. Nice work. So keeping those shoulders away from those ears, really lengthening through the fingertips. You want strong arms as you bring them down to your sides. We've got 4, 3, 4, 2, and final 1. Nice work. Bring knees in towards your chest for a moment. And now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to add a leg extension. So legs come into tabletop. We're going to inhale here and exhale, extend, and then bend as we lower. Extend as we breathe out and lower, inhale. Good. So the knees are bent and then they extend as you lift up. Again, if you need to do a few reps with head, neck, and shoulder down on the mat, like so, that's perfectly fine as long as we're really connecting the ab engagement to the breath. As you inhale, your abs are sort of relaxed, and as you exhale, you're pulling your belly button down towards your spine, engaging. Good. We've got 3. Really point hard through those toes, squeeze legs together. And last 1. Amazing. Bring knees in toward the chest for a moment. Now we're going to build on from that. We're going to keep head, neck, and shoulders elevated for a bit of a challenge as we bend and extend the legs. Again, you can lower them down as needed. Bring your arms overhead. Extend your legs into tabletop. Peel head, neck, and shoulders up, bringing the arms by the side. Inhale and exhale. Bend, extend. So your head is resting on top of your shoulders as you bring the knees in and then extend the legs out. So you can pause at tabletop like this, or you can bring the knees right in toward the chest to kind of deepen that crunch. Inhale and exhale. Point through those toes. Inhale and exhale. Legs are squeezing together. Good. Your gaze is at your knees here. You want a gentle tuck in that chin. So you don't want your chin touching your chest, nor do you want to be looking up at the ceiling like that. It's too much strain on that neck. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in. Hug them in close, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now we're going to prepare for the Pilates 100, which we've sort of been building up to, but I want to really make sure that we've got the breath work down. So this can be a little bit confusing for people sometimes when they're doing this exercise, because the breath is on a count of 5. So let's just practice the breathing. We're going to place our hands on our abdomens. Okay, I want you to focus as we inhale. We're going to inhale for a count of 5, that your abdominals are relatively relaxed. And then as we exhale for a count of 5, I want you to really engage, pulling your belly button down toward your spine, drawing your abs down away from your fingers. So let's practice that. We're going to inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, pulling belly to spine. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we keep pulling it down throughout the entire count of 5. Inhale, relax. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, belly to spine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, pull your navel down. 2, 3, 4, 5. So on that inhale, our abs are relaxed. As we exhale, we're tightening through the entire count. Okay, let's move our legs into tabletop here. You have 2 options for your hundreds. You're either going to have your legs in tabletop, or you're going to have them extended out on a 45-degree angle. We're going to bring our arms by our sides, keeping head, neck, and shoulders down, or elevating up. We're going to start with just the breath work. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engage the abs, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to add the pumping of the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it up. Extend legs if you can. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Engaging that core. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice strong arms. Good. Good. 3 more sets. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, relax the abs. And exhale, engage those abs. Last set. And exhale, engage the abs. Breathe it out, breathe it out. Keep the core engaged. And bring knees in toward your chest. Nicely done. Lower feet down onto the floor. We're going to take our legs about shoulder distance apart. I'm going to take my left hand behind my head and the right arm over the head, palm facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to work our obliques now. So we're inhaling here, and as we exhale, we're going to bend the right knee and reach the right fingertips toward the right ankle. Lower and repeat. Good. Lower. And I really want you to engage your belly to your spine and cinch in that waistline as you reach for that ankle. Now, as you do so, keep your left bum cheek on the mat. So you really want to be kind of gently engaging those left thigh muscles as well. So you're really stable on that left side as you reach for that right ankle, working into those obliques. Your head is supported in your left hand. Good. Challenge yourself by really reaching a little bit further each time toward that heel. Good. Bend, slide the heel up and reach for it. We've got 5. Working into that waistline for 4. For 3. Abs in. And 2. And last 1. Amazing. Now take your right hand behind your head, supporting your head, and take the left arm overhead. From here, we're inhaling and we're exhaling, bending at that left knee, bringing the fingertips to the ankle, keeping that right side engaged and stable so that we can really focus on those left obliques now. This is a new exercise that I learned and I really like it. It kind of looks a bit strange, but I feel like if you really focus on those obliques and that waistline, it's super beneficial. Good. Really reach. Reach as far as you can. Good. Abs are working that core strength and stability. We've got 4, 3, don't let that right bum cheek lift or move off the mat. 2, and 1. Keep that left knee bent. Now we're going to bend the right knee as well. And from here, we're going to go into some ankle taps. So we're going to bring the arms overhead, palms facing in. We're going to inhale here and exhale to lift. Now we're just going to reach from side to side, keeping the low back really connected with the mat, continuing to work into that waistline as we reach toward opposite ankles. I'm more touching my calf actually as I reach from side to side. Can't quite reach those ankles. Good. Keep your head resting on top of your shoulders. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold at center. Abs in and lower it down. Great work. Last ab exercise coming up. I'd like you to interlace your fingers behind your head Nice wide elbows. We're gonna go into a crisscross hold. So options here, you can either keep your feet flat on the floor and then lift alternating foot coming into your crisscross, or the full crisscross, bend one knee in, extend the other leg out long. Good, whichever version you choose, let's get into it. We're gonna cross, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, hold opposite side. 1, 2, 3, and hold, pulling that waistline in. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Really point through those toes. 2, 3, and hold. Strong legs as well as strong abs. Good, keep those elbows nice and wide. Head is supported in the hands. Good, 1, 2, 3, and hold. Really trying to get that elbow to touch that knee, but don't worry if it doesn't quite meet. Good. Last sets. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Last set. 2 and 3, and hold. Whew. Relax it down. Let's stretch our legs out long and roll over onto our stomachs. We're gonna stretch out the abdominals here. So take your hands on either side of your shoulders, peel up into an abdominal stretch. Good. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears, and let's hold it here for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Now from here, we are going to work our glutes and thighs. I'm actually just gonna move these weights right out of the way. And we're gonna do that from a side lying position. So I'd like you to get nice and long on your side body. Head is on your arm or on your hand. We are going to glue the feet together, plug belly in, stack hips, knees, and ankles, then lift the lower body and hinge forward, coming into a pike position. From here, we're going to elevate the top leg to hip height, and we're gonna keep it at this level. So we're gonna be moving forward and backward. We don't want the leg lifting as we move forward and backward. We're just moving at that hip height level. So we're going to really need to engage the core for this. So we're really stable in the upper body. Hand is down on the mat for support. We're gonna come forward with a pointed toe, and then we're gonna flex and bring the leg back without letting that top hip roll back. So the hips stay stacked. Come forward with a pointed toe, drive back with a flexed foot. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Now, if you're rocking around quite a lot in this position, don't go forward and backward quite as far. So keep it a smaller movement and just really focus on control and torso stability. Relax those shoulders. Another option is to bend that lower leg for more stability. So really point hard as you come forward, and then flex and lengthen through that heel as you push back through that heel. Good. Forward and backward. You want a nice straight leg here, working that length, lengthening and strengthening. Good. We've got 3, keeping that leg at hip height rather. 2, flex and push back, and 1. Nice work. Now point the toe. We're gonna bend the knee, shift, straightening the leg, flex and push back. Point, bend forward, extend, flex and push back. Point the toe, bend at the knee as it comes forward, straighten the leg, and then push back through the heel. Bend, extend, push back and straighten. Bend, extend forward, push back through the heel. Good. Do this one slowly so you can really Feel it in every part of the leg as you shift, working into those hips, working into those glutes, and really feeling that stretch running all the way up the back of the leg as you lengthen the leg and then push it back. Good. We've got 2 and 1. Good. Now I'd like you to straighten both legs if they aren't already. We're going to make sure our hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Both feet are flexed, abs are engaged, and the leg is at hip height. From here, we're going to point and flex, point and flex. So the muscles in that bottom leg are engaged as well. We're pointing and flexing, pulling the toes back toward the shins and then lengthening through those toes, engaging the calf muscles, engaging the thigh muscles. Good, nice straight, strong legs. And last one, point and flex both feet. Really anchor down through that lower leg so you're super stable. Make sure those hips are still stacked, and we're gonna pulse that top leg. So the more we engage that bottom leg, the more stability we have, so we're not rocking around in the torso. Keep those feet flexed, lengthen through the heel as we pulse that top leg. Good work. Working the thighs, the glutes, the hips. Nicely done. Relax that neck for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Amazing. Now from here, we're gonna point both toes. We're gonna tap the knee down, extend the leg up long, and then we're gonna tap the toe down behind the lower leg. So we're lifting, tapping knee down to the outside of the mat, and then tapping the foot behind the lower leg. Good. Bend, extend, tap, and lift. Bend, full extension, tap, and lift. Bend, lengthen, tap, and lift. Bend at the knee, stretch the leg, tap the toe, and lift. Good. Relax those shoulders, engage that core. Good work. And I want you to really focus on length here. We've got 4, 3. Nice work for 2. Keep it up. And last set. Lift, lower, and bring legs together. Now from here, final move. We're going to bend the knees, bringing them in line with the hips, and we're going to lift just the lower part of the top leg. From here, we're going to open, bringing the toes so they're sort of pointed. I have so much hair on my leg. So they're pointed toward each other. Bring the knees together, and then bring the toes so that they're pointing down. So those hips are staying stacked. The knees tap, then we open, squeezing those glutes. Knees together. Knees open, knees together. Knees open without rolling that top hip back. Good. Toe points up, toe points down. Knee points down, knee points up. So you're kind of making a bit of an arc in the air. Really working deep into those hip muscles, those little stabilizing hip muscles. It's so important to strengthen them. They get very underused and weak over time, which can cause hip problems, hip pain. So you want to keep those muscles strong while we work our glutes at the same time. So a really beneficial exercise. Just make sure that you're doing it slowly and with good form. Don't rush it. Good. We've got 3 and 2. They're really burning now. And last one. Good work. Lower down. Amazing. Let's come over and do the other side. So we're going to get nice and long on the opposite side, supporting the head on the hand or on the outstretched arm. We're going to glue feet together, bring legs forward into our pike, and put our hand down on the mat for support. Okay, from here, we're coming forward with a pointed toe, flexing and pushing back, keeping that leg at hip height. So forward and backward, lengthening through the toe, then lengthening through the heel. Again, if you want to bend that lower leg for more stability, please feel free to do so. Good. Forward and push back through that heel. Feel a stretch in the hip flexor as you push that leg back. The further it goes back, the more you'll feel the stretch in those hip flexors. Good. Forward and backward, being careful about what's happening in your torso. Make sure your abs are engaged, your shoulders are down away from your ears. Nice work. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Now, point the toe. We're going to bend forward, stretch the leg, flex, and drive back through the heel. Bend, pointing the toe, straighten the leg, and push back. Bend, lengthen, and drive back through the heel. Bend, extend, really nice stretching here in the legs, as well as a lot of strengthening happening, so it feels good. It's tough, but it feels good. Good. Straighten and push back through that heel. Nice straight leg. We've got 4, 3, 2, lengthen that neck. And last 1. Now straighten both legs. Make sure those hips are stacked. And point. Legs are parallel as we flex and point. Flex and point. Feel all the areas in the legs that work when we flex and point. Flexing and pointing is very important. We're also mobilizing our ankles. You're working so many small stabilizing muscles here, and you're increasing flexibility the more you can point and flex as well. Good. Nice. We've got 4. Pull toes towards shins. Point as hard as you can. 2 and 1. Flex. Hold. Really strengthen, stabilize that lower leg. And then start pulsing that top leg. So that lower leg's like an anchor. It's really stable. You're keeping those muscles flexed even though you're mostly working the top leg. Good. Try not to bounce around in that torso. Abs are engaged. Lengthening out through that heel. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lower leg down. Good. Now, bend, extend, tap behind the leg, and lift. Bend, extend, tap behind the leg, and lift. So as you extend, full extension, and then tap the leg. So you're bending, stretching, tapping, and lifting. Bending, stretching, tapping, and lifting. Good work. Lengthening out through that big toe every time you extend. Again, keeping the muscles switched on in that lower leg as well. It'll help with that stability. We've got 4, 3, you can do it, nearly there. 2, and 1. Whew. Good work. Bring the feet together, bend at the knees. Lift that lower part of the top leg, keep those hips stacked, and then point the toes down, point the toes up. Point the toes down, point the toes up. Knees open, knees close. Knees open, knees closed. Working those gluteus medius muscles, working those stabilizing hip muscles. Good. Really challenge yourself by really lifting that knee up without letting that top hip roll back. We don't want that. You can place your hand on your glute for feedback to really ensure that you're not letting that top hip roll back and that you're really engaging those muscles with every lift. You should feel it burning. I sure can. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Okay, let's stretch it out. We're going to roll down onto our backs. We are finished. So now all we need to do is stretch. So we're going to cross the first leg that we worked over the opposite leg and then interlace the hands behind the thigh and just draw that knee in. I know I include this stretch in a lot of my workouts, but it's just so beneficial. You get an opening in the hip, you get a glute stretch, and the more you connect your lower back with the mat, including your tailbone, you'll get a really nice stretch in the lumbar spine as well. So it's such a good one. Try to relax your shoulders down. Take some nice deep breaths here. Hug the knee in a bit closer towards you for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch sides. Hugging the knee in, stretching the glutes. You might notice one side is tighter than the other. Just work through it, breathe through it. Again, really pressing your low back down onto the mat, stretching your spine for 3, and 2, and 1. Now from here, we're going to roll ourselves up into a seated position. I'm going to be cross-legged. We're going to lift our arms up and then sweep the right arm back. Left hand comes to the right knee, and then we're going to lift and take the opposite side, looking out over the shoulder. Alternating sides, getting a nice spinal rotation, sitting up nice and tall as you lengthen through those fingertips. For 2, and we'll do 1 more each side. Twist a little bit more deeply to finish off, and then turn and face me. Let's lift our shoulders up by our ears, inhale, and exhale, round them down and back. Let's take 1 more, melting away tension to finish off. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that routine. It was challenging. I really enjoyed working out with you, and I look forward to moving again with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.